you looking up tonight? Mulling under the moonlight. Never thought to let it go. Soul searching out of your window. Daylight, never sleep unless your head's by mine. Holding on to what we call divine. Do you think we're running out of time? Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side. Daylight rushes in over your emerald eyes. Guess that means that we're all out of time. Like a dream, you only come out at night. Am I crazy? Watch the sun as it's fading. Can't believe I'm waiting around on you. So complicated. I thought that you would leave it, yet here we are under the moon. Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side. Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side. Too late to stay, too dark for you to head home. Lay here with me, we'll watch another episode. Don't say goodnight. Stay by my side.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another installment of Touchline Talk. In today's show, we are going to be, as always, having a Q&A session, back and forth sort of vibe with the live chat, as is customary. I also just want to discuss as a general theme of today's installment, just the idea of, because there was obviously a lot of positivity in the wake of that Forest result, and also positivity from me because I preferred how we set up and how we played overall. I thought it was definitely a step in the right direction, but I think that we do also just need to have a frank and honest discussion about the fact that there are still a lot of issues still at City, even on display in the Forest game. So I'm not trying to poo-poo that game at all, because I did a show about it and I was very happy, as I say, with the result as I've just outlined. But I think it's still important to have a discussion about why there were still issues there, or is it a turned corner? Is it a false dawn? That's what the vibe of today's show is. And I'm sure that we, as always, 30 or so minutes, and then we tend to just deviate into talking about something else, or engaging with the chat. So we'll see what happens today. But that is the general vibe of today. And we'll also look ahead to the Palace game, of course, and discuss how we think that game is going to go, how we think we might set up. Will it be the exact same manner, or, as I've alluded to, will it be possible to perform in the exact same manner? We shall find out. We shall see. Please make sure you're leaving a like on the video as you are coming into the video, the stream, because it's free and it really helps. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Long live the blue light. I don't have to go back to the red light until I get very annoyed and angry again. So thankfully, that's gone. Hello, KJ, who says, woot woot, let's go. Brilliant stuff. Hello, NIML Luke. Just trying to see that profile picture. I can't tell who the person is. Is that a FIFA thing? It might be. I think there's a 3. They're 4th from bottom, sorry. So they are 17th. They've only won 2 games this season. Again, I don't think they've been playing terribly. In fact, they haven't lost in a while. They beat Ipswich, drew against Newcastle, drew against Villa, and lost against Fulham. So they haven't lost in a month. So they aren't terrible. But we will get on to Palace later on. Big up to you, KJ. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Brawl. He says you must be buzzing to hear the Bruno G rumours. Hey, if that happens, then I'll be the happiest boy ever, because we all know that I'm the leader of the Bruno Guimaraes fan club. From anyone who isn't a Newcastle fan, anyway, everyone knows that I've wanted him, for however long. So there we go. And no idea if those rumours are true, Mr. Brawl. No idea. Fowler says, I think Gundo offers a lot to the team in terms of passing, tempo, control, and understanding the players and how to help them best. Right, you guys keep saying the stream is lagging, but have you refreshed it? There is nothing wrong on my end, guys. Just refresh. F5. Close stream. Reopen stream. It's not lagging. It's lagging for you. Yeah, stop making me doubt myself, yeah? I keep having to check my stats. Nothing wrong on my end. Refresh. Refresh. You could see back in the blue, absolutely, Brendan. Oh, hold it on FIFA, yeah, I thought so. Hello, Pumla, how are we all doing? Yeah, so, as I say, the official title of today's stream is Turned Corner or Premature Hope. Again, I don't want to burst any bubbles because I liked how he played against Forest, but let's outline some truths in the first instance. Because lots of people have said, why can't we just play like that every single game? Now, there were some aspects of the game which we definitely can replicate, and I would like to see replicate across the next few games. I'll get into those. But in the first instance, let's think about what can't we replicate. One of the main reasons why we played so well against Forest was because Forest set up in a really, really weird way. They opted to go man for man in their pressing. Again, we discussed this in the post-mortem the other day on the Wednesday after the match. Now, it's very bold and very brave to do that. A couple of teams have tried that against City in the past. I think most notoriously, certainly when I think of man-to-man pressing, I think of Thomas Frank's Brentford. I think of nearly every single iteration of Brighton that play against City. This is at the Etihad as well. In fact, Brentford did the same thing in terms of their man-for-man pressing. And one of the goals we scored was because of that fact. Because if the opposition goes man-to-man, it becomes very easy to manipulate where the opposition players go. Because obviously if they're man-to-man, all it requires is a player who normally occupies, let's say, left wing to just drift over to right wing. Now, all of a sudden, that player is a little bit confused and they don't really know where to go. Now, you replicate that across a number of areas on the pitch. All of a sudden, you've got space where you wouldn't normally find space. So that's why I think Haaland had such a great game in respect of dropping deep. And again, we discussed this. It was lovely that he had that game, and it's great to know that we appreciate he has that string to his bow, but quite often it's futile Haaland dropping deep. And again, the reason why it worked was because of how Forest set up. So again, it's not as simple as just do that again, because not every single team will do that. I was very surprised Forest didn't just do what I've seen them do a lot this season and just drop back and use a low block. In fact, that's how they normally play at the Etihad as well, and indeed when we go to their ground. So I was very surprised in terms of how they opted to play. Very happy that they did that, because it meant that they were vulnerable. They were easy to manipulate. They changed things in the second half, to be fair, and that's why it was a bit trickier to break them down in that second half. So we need to accept that, first of all, that unless... And City can't really do anything about that. There's nothing City can do to force the opponent to go man for man in their pressing. So that's not something that we can expect from every single match. That's really the main thing to outline. Things in our control, however, we can control being really fluid in terms of our rotations. That is something that we can control. And that was the main reason as to why we played so well against Forest. Another thing we can do, we can set up with at least a winger on the pitch with Doku. We only had one because Bernardo isn't really a winger anymore. We only had Doku against Forest. But if you compare that to, some games like the Liverpool game, for example, at Anfield, where we played no wingers, again, that's just an immediate improvement. So it's partly personnel based, it is partly tactical based, and once again, I touched on this after the Forest post-mortem. There's also the intangible for me of the players just seemed happy They seemed to be enjoying their football. Again, that's really like basic analysis, but I think that is a genuine intangible of what we saw, where the players just seemed like more interested in their football and happy with their football, and with that comes a freedom, a fluidity, and with that fluidity it becomes very, very tricky for the opponent to pick us up defensively. So that is definitely something that we can replicate. What was interesting was it was the system that we've used a lot this season in terms of it being 3-1-6, but within that, so it was the same technical formation, but the manner in which that formation system was implemented was very, very different. So there is definitely a future for that this season. It does require that mindset shift. I think it also requires having that defensive solidity at the back, because I think that our players were happier to attack and happier to be more dynamic and play with a greater sense of urgency when they know that they've got proper support behind them. Whereas if they are aware that it's frail behind them, maybe they don't play with as much freedom, because they know, oh God, if I lose this ball here, then we're in for a nightmare at the back, and then that can play on your mind, and then you end up losing the ball even more because you're focusing on not losing the ball rather than just playing your game. So that's definitely something that we can build on. Again, maybe that's largely informed by the players that we play at the back, and sadly, as we know, Ake is out. It'll be interesting to see what happens against Palace. Will we be as gung-ho? Will we be as brave off ball in that sense? Will we trust our defense that much when we don't have, an Ake in the team, and we are going to have to rely on one of Walker, Lewis, JSP? One of them has to play, because Ake's out and Stones is out. So by definition, one of them has to play. That will be interesting. And Palace away, I know they've struggled, as we've just discussed, but historically, I don't know what the data says on this, but just like anecdotally, I feel like City don't play well at Palace usually. I'm not basing that off a stat, I'm basing that off a vibe. That might be totally wrong. I just get the feeling that every time we go to Palace, it's normally a challenging game. Last season we won 4-2, didn't we? And that was nice, but I feel like in the past, we won because of like a Haaland penalty. We tend to draw a lot there. We've often lost at Palace again, I feel like. So this isn't going to be an easy game, even without them being in the best of form. And again, it'll be interesting to see how, because Palace play with the back five, don't they? So that will be like bread and butter in theory for our 3-1-6, because we will, by definition, outnumber them at the back. I think there'll be a lot of focus on the wide players, especially, because we're limited in terms of who we can play, in terms of the injury news. Let me just double check. But didn't Pep say that like 6 players are out or something? Let me double check that point. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So we're sort of limited in terms of how we might play, because there's only so many players we can actually field. And the midfield picks itself, for example, essentially. Let's just double check. So many Jack Grealish updates about his Sunday dinner. Brilliant. Yeah, so there's no Rodri, Foden, Ake, Bob, Stones, Kovacic. I don't know what's happening with Akanji. Has anyone heard anything about Akanji? Let me know. Akanji's a question mark, apparently. If he doesn't play, that's a massive L, because we need him. Because we could still have a very solid back four then. It wouldn't be as solid. And I'd probably still rather have JSP in the centre. I'd probably like Guardiola, JSP, Diaz, Akanji. Whether that will happen is another matter, but that'd be the back four that I would run personally. Let me just catch up on the chat here. Hello, Louise. I was feeling happy until I saw the Akanji/Ake news. It's so frustrating begging for a DM and a sense back. Yeah, I think that we got to fast forward this in Jan, haven't we? We've got to move on. I love Stones. We've got to move on from him if he can't stay fit. And we need, and that area of the pitch is a must, isn't it? Hello, Southat. Big up to you, my beautiful member. Got to remember, Forest missed lots of chances. And that's the other thing as well, Brendan. Yes. And once again, we did discuss this in fairness on the post-mortem, but it was still better than previous games, because officially, according to Opta, we only conceded one big chance compared to, the 5, 6, 7, etc. that we have been conceding for however long. So that's an improvement. But yeah, there were still weird errors. For example, De Bruyne with that really weird pass back back to Chris Wood. He's a very lucky boy that didn't go in. Otherwise, there'd have been a totally different conversation, I think, around De Bruyne's return, maybe. Thankfully not, though, and that is the thing. And obviously, City will just go up a level when you've got De Bruyne back into the team. But as we discussed, there's a little bit more to it than just throw De Bruyne in and City improve. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Nunes to play right back and invert into midfield. I like that as a concept, Pumler, but I doubt that Pep's going to trust Nunes to do that. He had a really good game against Feyenoord, and then he didn't opt to field him in the centre either against Forest or against Liverpool. You can say, okay, Liverpool wasn't ready for it, maybe, but if there was a game to do it, I feel like it would have been against Forest. He opted to go for Grealish, and maybe, I think I've said this before, maybe Grealish is like the happy medium between a Foden and a Nunes, in that hasn't quite got as many offensive, what word am I looking for? Not traits. Weapons? Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Weapons, as say a Foden, but and maybe doesn't have like the running power of a Nunes, but there is a balance there between the two. So maybe that's why Pep was happy to do it. And if Pep's happy with Grealish there, and it's come to that, it probably means that Nunes isn't going to be a thing there. So I'd like to give it a go at some point, but maybe now is not the time to be doing that. Leon says, why is Hakimi not talked about enough? In what context? In what context? I think Mr. Bros says, we cannot play like this every game. 5 to 6 of your players. You said we cannot play, but then your players. Oh, sorry, your players. Oh, is that like in a general? Okay, I was so confused then. I thought you were not a City fan for a second. Then I was very confused because 5 to 6 of your players can't play 3 times a week. Indeed, and look, it's a squad game. It's a squad game, so we will need to rely on. So even if, like, let's say for argument's sake that the team against Forest is like the main starting 11, I don't think it is, but for argument's sake, let's say it is. There will be games where Savio starts. You know, there will be games where Nunes starts. There will be games when Bob starts, and so on and so on. I think the happiness came from Grealish in midfield. He made them look so comfortable, says Louise. So maybe to an extent, but again, I just think because it was all over the pitch. Like, it wasn't just the midfield was more fluid because Grealish was in there. It was just, as I say, I think there was just like a mentality shift as well, in a sense, in a way. And again, maybe that was due to the happiness they had knowing that there was protection behind them. That's a theory. I don't know. But there we go. I have no idea how long Ake is out. Probably not until, won't see him again until Jan, probably. I trust JSP more than Walker. Yeah, let's say that, well, no, we know Ake is not available. I would rather Akanji stay at right back because Akanji's not played well at centre back this season. He's far more comfortable out at right back. I think that's now his long-term position, to be honest with you. He gets a little bit ginger when he's played at centre back. I think he's got less defensive responsibility out at right back. He's better at defending the channels. He's better when he doesn't have to worry about it from a 360 perspective, because if you're a fullback, then the touchline acts as another defender in a way. So I think he actually prefers it there, in all honesty, and I prefer him there as well. So I would have Akanji right back, Ruben Diaz, and then JSP, and then Guardiola. Hello, Matty, big up. What JSP stands for? Jason Simpson Poozy, I believe that's his full name, but JSP sounds better, so I'm going to call him that. Hitting a workout, big up to you, Matty. Go make those gains. It was a gift, Lizzie, absolutely. It was very, very annoying, but we got away with it because Chris Wood's a real one. Hope we sign some ready-made players rather than young ones that need a season or two to cook. Yeah. It is that time where we need to sign a midfielder of ceiling raising quality as well as floor raising quality. I want a plug and play midfielder in an ideal world. This is why everyone knows the midfielder I want, because he is that. You can just throw him into the team and he immediately improves the team, and he immediately improves like the physical flooring of the team as well. De Bruyne does indeed make Bernardo Silva play better off the right. And of course, De Bruyne coming back will make everyone play better because he's Kevin De Bruyne. But I still maintain that there was more to it than just the reintroduction of De Bruyne. That I've not seen us play like that all season. Even in the games at the start of the season where De Bruyne played, we did not play like that. It was still very different. The closest was probably like, I don't know, West Ham away, and West Ham stinky. So you get me. Grealish normally performs well, to be fair. Like, I've been a big defender of Grealish. There's a reason why he's my favourite City player. Hello, Connor, my man. How you doing? I managed to tune in since the poor little run. You haven't missed anything. What little run? Don't worry about it, Connor. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Grealish breaking up play brought so much joy. It reminded me a bit of Rodri. Says unknown. Well, it's important. So I know that there's been a little bit of confusion about what Grealish's role was against Forest, because Pep came out and described him as a holding midfielder. Now, I think that there's a little bit lost in translation, because he did not play as a holding midfielder in the same way that, a few years ago when Pep said that, I think he said in 2020, Foden can become a holding midfielder. Now, when he says that, I don't think he means Rodri or an outright defensive midfielder. I think he just means someone who is a bit more box to box, so sort of like a Gundogan in their prime sort of thing. I believe that's what he means. Or, maybe someone who can play alongside a number 6 or a natural defensive midfielder. So, as far as I could see, we set up in like a 4-1-4-1. So the true holding midfielder was Gundogan. And then the two ahead were Grealish and Kevin. It's like the two midfielders slightly ahead, and obviously with Bernardo and Doku out on the wing. So it's like a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-5-1 at times, whichever, doesn't really matter, whichever one you want to call it. And then in possession, we discussed the fluid rotations, but in general, Grealish was going to like the tip of that midfield diamond. So that was the general idea. But it did mean, as we've outlined, it brought a different level of physicality that maybe only, well, Grealish can't really match Núñez in that respect, but Grealish does have a lot of that. He has a lot of steel. He's very hard to, it's hard to take the ball off him. He can be very controlled when he picks it up from deep, so when he goes back and helps in terms of build-up play as well. And at this stage of the season, at this stage of our squad building phase, we've been looking for physical solutions. Maybe that is one of them. Maybe that's one of those potential solutions. He definitely adds some needed steel. We know that much, so that's nice to see. So, in the same way that even though I love someone like a Rico Lewis, we're just not set up to allow him to succeed. Maybe it's the time for midfield Grealish to shine. Maybe that's the thing. We'll have to see tomorrow. We will be doing a watch-along tomorrow, by the way, and then the subsequent post-mortem. Yeah, guys, leave a like on the video. It is free, and it does help support the channel. So make sure to do that, please. Thank you very much. We've got around, 100 people watching. Come on, guys. You know the drill. I want 115 likes. That's always the minimum. Come on. I don't know, KJ. We'll get into it, though. Oh, no, I might as well do it now, because, as I say, we've got loads of players out, so it's not even like there's not many options. Let's assume, for argument's sake, Akanji is in the team. I would run the exact same defense. I just swap out Ake for JSP. Because I just don't think Walker and Lewis should be starting, to be honest. I would... You've got to keep the midfield the same, because there's no other alternatives, in all honesty. Because Rodri's out, and Foden's out, and Bob is out, and Kovacic is out. So there's no other midfield option. So it's, unless you want to start Núñez in the centre, and clearly Pep doesn't. So it's going to be the exact same midfield. Obviously, Haaland. And I think if Grealish is playing in the centre, then Doku's your only option there. So the question just becomes, do you play Bernardo or Savio? I know it's not going to happen, because we all know Pep loves Bernardo. I would personally play Savio out on the right, because I would like to see that. I think that we'll see in the same way that we've seen Bernardo's game go up a level when Kevin's on the pitch. I think Savio likewise will play even better, and I think that he'll get his first goal in a De Bruyne team, or it's more likely to happen. So that's probably what I would do. Basically the same team, but maybe I'd swap Bernardo for Savio. That's probably what I would do. I think that'd be really nice. First 15 minutes against West Ham was the best we've played since the treble. Again, I like that performance. I'm just reflecting on it in hindsight because West Ham have also been very stinky. Chill, Toby, chill. Maybe Grealish is the Gundo replacement. Maybe, Lizzie, maybe. Maybe. I doubt it long term, but short term, maybe. Do you think City have planned Echeverri as the KDB successor? I don't know enough about Echeverri, to be honest. I'd be very surprised if they trusted him that soon. I doubt it. I think we will sign another passing creator. Yeah, Guardiola was... He did that against Arsenal as well, didn't he, Lizzie? Like, where he pushed into, in like, left central midfield, essentially. So, like, the left side of the diamond. So he was basically doing the opposite of what Stones did when we won the Champions League final. Because Stones started at right back, moved into right central midfield. Guardiola starting at left back, moving into left central midfield. So this isn't a new thing for Pep. We have seen it before. But yeah, that's definitely what he was doing. And Guardiola is fantastic. I'll only rate Grealish in midfield after watching his performance against a good team. Well, his first game in a City shirt, he did it against Spurs. At Spurs, and he played very well. So I'd say there's your evidence. What if you inverted the wingers, outverted the midfielders, played with Rodri up front as an inverted pivot? Well, Rodri's injured, mate. Stones inverted 10, he's also injured. Send Haaland to prison. Okay, chill, Toby, chill. Chill. I got a lot of shit last episode for saying Grealish in the 8. Not by me, Jayworth, I hope. I hope you're not referring to me. I don't think I gave you shit. I'm the only one who remembers him versus Madrid when he shut down his flank. Did he? He didn't play in midfield against Real Madrid, did he? I thought he played on the left. He played very well against Real Madrid. I thought he played on the left, though. Am I being stupid? I thought it was Foden De Bruyne who played in midfield that day. I might be wrong, but I thought that's what it was. Thoughts on Branthwaite? I like him a lot. Hey, he's left-footed. Maybe he's... But we don't need to... Well, we might need to replace Ake, but we definitely need to replace Stones in the first instance, I think. Because he just seems to be always injured. A Walker replacement would be a centre-back who can play right back or just give it permanently to a Akanji. And I'd still like another option there, Southak. Backline, Guardiola, Akanji, Diaz, Walker. Everything else stays the same from Wednesday, says unknown. I'd personally like Akanji instead of Walker and then JSP in the middle because I think that we've seen Akanji at centre-back this season. It's not been great. Walker, we know, not great. JSP, I think, has played well in general. And I think that alongside Diaz, I think he played even better. Yeah, this is like where we've already pivoted to just talk about random stuff. But that's absolutely fine. That's the point of these shows. It is an interactive Q&A. I agree. I don't really like this. I know that Savio's not scored a goal, but he's played very well, in all honesty. He's played very well every time he's played. Well, maybe not every time he's played, but the majority of the games he's played well. He hasn't got a goal, fine. He has been poor in front of goal. He's also been a little bit unlucky, so he should do better. But I don't really like the way that people are talking about Savio. People are suggesting that he's like been shit this season. He's been one of our better creators. I think it's only Foden and De Bruyne who've been better than him from a creative standpoint this season. So I don't really like how people are talking about it. I do agree with that, Lizzie. I like Savio a lot. I think he started the season well, especially when you consider he's 20 years old, I think. This is his first season at City. And normally we all appreciate that wingers need at least a season at City before settling. I think he's already playing very well, in all honesty. And also, I don't think he was even going to be the starting right winger this season. I think that was going to be Bob. He's just sort of been thrown in at the deep end. So, I think people need to chill on Savio. And I also heavily agree with this, Brendan. I think once he and I think De Bruyne said this as well, to be fair. I think he gets one goal, and I think that's that monkey off his back, and then he can just chill out. He knows, right, I've got my goal now, and now I don't need to think about it, because it's clearly on his mind. It's like he keeps going for goal when he really shouldn't be going for it. And I think it's just playing on his mind now. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. What side for JSP to play? Akanji, JSP, Diaz, and Guardiola. I'd probably put JSP at right centre-back, because Diaz naturally prefers to play at left centre-back anyway. And that means that JSP has Diaz... Oh, no, wait, no, you can't do that. No, you can't. Because in possession, you need Diaz at central centre-back. No, so he'd have to play at left centre-back, wouldn't he? And Diaz right centre-back. Yeah, so scratch that. So it'd be Guardiola, JSP, Diaz, Akanji. And it has to be because when you go to the 3, Diaz must be in the centre. That has to happen. Stone started at right centre back in the treble season. Indeed, but in the final, he started at right back. That's what I was referring to. Jacob Wright, we know that's not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen. Ake is Akanji question mark. Oh, really, Lizzie? Why? I quite like Branthwaite. When are we drinking again? We'll be doing a drinking game. We normally do them for cup finals, TP Link. So that would be when? Probably like the League Cup. Hey. You know my thoughts on the Newcastle situation if this is true. You know the player I want. You know the player who we should be getting. I'm not being funny. 150 million in Jan. See what happens. I don't care. Yeah? See what happens. I think McAtee might get a start. It's misspelt Foden there. On a big game in Champions League. I don't think McAtee will start. No, I don't agree. Unless we get more injuries. I don't know what world McAtee starts. He started one... No, he hasn't started a Premier League game, has he? Has he got like 10 minutes or something in the league? Outside of mad injuries, I'd be staggered if he starts. Unless it's a dead rubber Champions League game or whatever. And I don't think we've got any of those left this season, have we? Because we've played ourselves into a situation where we need to win them all. There we go. Or else you can get right back and walk next to Diaz, then reverse call me crazy. You're crazy! Now, I like the first shot. I just don't want Walker there. I don't think he will, Southak, but I'd like him to. Does Doku dribble too much? I like the dribbling, to be honest. I like the dribbling. I think in terms of numbers, Jadine, it's very, very close. I'd have to double check. It's very, very close, though, either way. In which case, it would just be De Bruyne, wouldn't it? Hello, Mookie. I think I always see you on most streams. How you doing? Can you remind me who you support, matey? I'm still very early, but in your opinion, who have the best chance to win the league, and what is the critical... And what is the critical point that team have to win it? Or, like, what points total do you mean? It's got to be Liverpool. It's still got to be Liverpool. I mean, let's... I can't remember if my league table's updated. I think this is the situation. This looks about right, doesn't it? Yeah, we're 9 points behind. It's still got to... I know that Liverpool will drop points against Newcastle, but that was a really weird end to that game. Like, all Kelleher had to do was not be a fool for 2 seconds, and he claims it, and he catches it, and it's easy. So it's still got to be Liverpool as the favourite, surely. They've got the best chance, in my view. That doesn't mean they're definitely going to win it, but if you ask me to place money on it, the sensible money is obviously on Liverpool. I still think Chelsea aren't ready. I think maybe one season or 2 seasons with a couple more signings, they'll be ready to properly go for it. Arsenal will be there, and right now I'm still sure City are finishing 3rd. Well, certainly behind Liverpool and Arsenal right now. So my take is it'll still be Liverpool at this juncture anyway. At this juncture. Big up to Samasi, my latest ultra, and big up to Andrew Wright, who now occupies 3/5 of the shout-out widget. Big up. If Doku becomes world-class at shooting whilst dribbling, he's going to look like Messi. Yeah, and a lovely goal against Forest, wasn't it? Could have had at least one more as well. It's got to be, or you play Walker. I'm basically doing everything to not play Walker, essentially. I don't like the thought either, but it's got to happen. Because you can't have Diaz at left centre-back off ball. You can't have Diaz defending the channels. He's not quick enough to do it. Is Pep rate McAtee? I've no idea. I don't know what's going on. Again, McAtee's in a bad situation. He's basically in a similar situation to Rico Lewis in that he's not like established himself enough in the first team to sort of be like a, like a sort of like a top contending starter in even though Lewis is nowadays, but you know what I mean, hopefully. The issue he's suffering from is the injuries. If Rodri was available and Kovacic was available, I think McAtee would be getting more time. Similar to Lewis, it's just not the right time for to be integrating him or trying to integrate him into the side, unfortunately. I think that's harsh, Lizzie. I really like Branthwaite. It would be a lot more than 60 million, Imran. I think it would probably be 100 million plus McAtee. And I'm not being funny, but I'd take that, personally. I like McAtee a lot, but I love Bruno. So, you get me. 2 minutes in the Premier, yeah, so. And that's the other thing, because if you never play, it becomes really hard to get into a rhythm. And so when you get the rare minutes, it becomes really impossible to try and perform. But I do agree that it's like, to a lesser degree, it's like Calvin Phillips. He just could never get a run of games. And that hints him also just like clearly he's gone off the boil in respect to like physicality and quality as well. But just like going back to like McAtee's really bad cameo against Feyenoord, I think he just kept giving away the ball, didn't he? It wasn't particularly good, but it's so hard to impress when you barely get given any time to do that. So it's a shame because I do like McAtee as a player, but we just might not be in the right position to give him a proper go. Good evening, Jack. Big up to Samasi. I hope you saw your profile picture, Samasi, in the widget. Let me know if you didn't. Hopefully you did. My team for Palace: Ortega, Guardiola, Diaz, Akanji, Walker, Gundo, Grealish, Kevin, Savio, Doku, Haaland. Yeah, that's similar to the team I would go for as well, Sue Anna. That is very, very similar. I want to see Savio play. I want to see him play on the right. If he comes clinical, he'll be the best player everyone thought Mbappe was, says Craig. Well, I thought he sported Liverpool, but thank you for confirming. Thank you. I'm not always professional because, you know, some people wind me up and I will just call them out. But if everyone here is cordial, then I'll be cordial. But I'm the sort of person who dishes out what is given to me, if that makes sense. So if I've got some knobheads acting in the chat, then I'll just be a knobhead right back. And I do not care about acting like a twat if someone's acting like a twat to me. Do you get me? So, but if everyone's nice, then I'll be nice. Of course. That's always the starting point. Yeah, Lizzie, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I don't know for how long. Too long. That's how long. O'Reilly to get more minutes, yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Outside of really big injuries. And Pep seems to have settled on it. He settled on the compromise. He didn't want to start Nunes there because he doesn't trust him on ball. He doesn't want to start McAtee there because he's just not the right physical profile. He doesn't want to start Nico O'Reilly there because there's a lack of experience. Jack Grealish, maybe he's not the perfect player overall, but maybe he's the right balance and the right middle ground. Top 3 midfielders in the league currently. Oh my God. I have no idea. I don't think De Bruyne has played enough to justify throwing him in there. So I don't think I can put any City player in there. I definitely have Gravenberch. Yeah. I'd probably have Caicedo as well. I don't know who else. Who do you guys have? I'm definitely having those two. I don't know who else I'd have though. Can I I know he definitely isn't in the top 3, but can I throw in Bruno Guimaraes because I love him so much? Is that something I can do? Thank you. Let me know what you guys think. I'm definitely having Gravenberch and Caicedo, but let me know what you guys would have. I'm struggling to lock in my third. I don't think there's a City player there. Let me know what you think though. Do we go on a Champions League run? If we sign a big boy midfielder in Jan, then maybe and get a good run, there's a possibility. There's a possibility. Yeah, big up to you. Pep needs to find a way to not play Walker or JSP. Yeah, what you suggested is the only way you could do it, really, isn't it? Do we want Rico Lewis at left back out of possession? I don't think so. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on. It's very odd. No midfielders, guys. You give me Stephen. You've given me a defender. Phil Jones. Hello. He does indeed play in midfield. There you go, Bruno. Okay, I'm having Bruno then. If someone else has said Bruno, I'm having Bruno as well. So there we go. Gravenberch, Caicedo, and Bruno G. Give me those three. And that rhymes. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. You see, I'm not saying it's a coincidence, but this is what I will say. I'm the biggest Walker critic, by the way. But this is what I am going to say on this. Causation does not necessarily equal... Sorry. Reset. Correlation does not necessarily equal causation. So I agree the City are a better team without Walker in it. However, it's not as simple as take Walker out and City are all lovely. Because we saw against Feyenoord, Walker didn't play, and we bottled a 3-goal lead in 15 minutes. So I agree, but only to an extent. There's more to it than that. Again, it's not just take one player out and it's lovely. There's a bit more going on. Salvation says it's Forest. It shouldn't be celebrated. Hey. In fairness, look at where Forest are in the table. Before a ball was kicked, we were only 1 point ahead of them. Forest are ahead of Man United. They're ahead of Newcastle. They're ahead of Aston Villa. So, I don't know if I agree with that. You know, Forest drew against Chelsea. They beat Liverpool at Anfield. I know we've discussed how we shouldn't go too much about... we shouldn't be too happy about it, but I don't agree that it shouldn't be celebrated at all, especially after a really bad run. I think it can be celebrated. It just shouldn't be over the top. But yeah, respect the trees, guys. Respect the trees. Mbappe regressing since the 2018 World Cup isn't where I saw his career going, but it does make sense. He hit such a high standard before he even got to 20. Well, I remember people saying, Jack, oh, this is the next R9. He's going to be the next Messi, Ronaldo sort of player. And I don't really know what's happened because I haven't watched enough PSG because I don't watch League. Outside of scouting very specific players that I like the look of, I don't watch League 1. Outside of very specific players who I think could do a job for City. So I haven't seen enough of PSG and Mbappe at PSG in the league, sort of like in the Champions League, to make an assessment. But I do agree there has been a regression. I don't really know what's gone on there. I don't know. Don't know if it's a mental thing. Don't know if it's maybe like he just like peaked too early and like now it's unfair expectations. I'm not sure. Big up to you, Mookie. Yeah, exactly. Again, I only dish it out to people who I feel deserve it, you know, and we don't go over the top. But if someone says something stupid, then I'll say that's stupid, or you're an idiot. If you don't like it, then that's absolutely fine, but just don't watch my stuff, yeah? But if you say something stupid, I can't just let it slide and go, oh yes, your opinion is just as valid as everyone else's. No, that's bollocks. I'm a total fascist when it comes to opinions. If you say something stupid, you can't hide behind the, what's my opinion? No, it's stupid. It's a stupid thing to say, and you're going to have to hold that. And you're going to get named and shamed. Yeah? Yeah. JSP left centre-back, DS right centre-back, Guardiola, DM, Gundo, what? Is this on ball? So you want Guardiola in the Stones role. Jack, centre midfield, KDB, Cam, Erling striker, Savio, right wing, left wing. Yeah, I think that could work. Sorry, my brain's trying to think. Yeah, that could work in theory. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Red Indian. We'll come to your super chat momentarily. Oh, you got a thing. Lovely. I had to change that because it shouldn't be giving you a fortune. Went with Mad Dog. What's going on? We know a natural replacement for Calvin Phillips. Shut up. Scrap Walker kept me in invincible season bar 2 games against an unnamed team. Own goal at the Emirates. Lovely second place finish. Boss, shut up. Big up to you, Josh. Feyenoord was a one-off in a bad run of games. Weren't scoring and having 2+ goals. Don't think it's just take Walker out and we're okay, but I do think we're... Oh yeah, totally agree. Totally agree with that summation. Definitely. Totally agree. I love you, Mal, though. I love you, Mal. Not like that, but I love you, Mal. Yeah, big up to the Forest and the Clough. Seen a lot of people talk about him. I'm going to reserve judgment for now. I'm going to reserve judgment. What? Yeah, on this is a very good point. Yamal, I tweeted about this at the time, is the best, because he was 16 at the time, wasn't he? He's the best 16-year-old in football history. He's better than what Pele was, for example. Now, I didn't watch Pele when he was 16, but like just based on, you know, like the fact that I don't think he was playing for Brazil at the time, for example, and that sort of thing. So it's pretty obvious. Like people say Messi wasn't starting for Barcelona at 16. Yamal at 16 is better than Yamal at 16 is better than Messi at 16. Messi was playing for what, Barca C at that time? Fortune for Red Indian. Be a generous friend and a fair enemy. Okay. Listen to Little Nobbins. Like the video. You get fortunes now if you super chat a certain amount. Thank you, Red Indian, for that. Going to be better. Well, that's probably almost definitely not going to happen. Because it's just not going to happen. Oh yeah, where's the super chat? Do you think Pepe's rattled or has lost it after the Liverpool fan asked for an autograph? Oh, it's been confirmed that that's an old video. Like, that came out last season. Eradication, no one, hello? Yeah, chill. Messi, yeah, because, again, so if we have a look, because Messi didn't come into the first team until he was, like, 17 or 18, right? Like, I don't want to look like a total idiot. Let's double-check this. Let's ask ChatGPT how old he was. What was the year when Messi was 16 years old? There we go. Whilst we're doing that, let's go to his profile page and have a look. But I'm pretty sure Messi was not playing for Barcelona seniors. So he played his first game in the 2004-05 season. I don't think he'd even played for Argentina at that time. No, he hadn't even been called up for Argentina yet. So Messi turned 16 in 2000. Okay, so when he turned... So what day did he turn to 17? Let's just double check this. So he turned 17 in June. It was a Thursday. June 2004. 24th of June 2004, which was a Thursday. So June 2004. So Messi had not even played a game for Argentina, as an example. Messi was only... June 2004-05. Yeah, Messi had not played a senior game for Barcelona when he was 16. So 100% Yamal at 16 is better than Messi at 16. Definitely. I think he's probably the best 16-year-old we've ever seen in that sense. Crazy. Now, whether he'll go on from there and go to even another level, that's another question, and we'll have to wait and see. But I do think Yamal is going to be a player who wins the Ballon d'Or, personally. I think he is going to be that good. Some players peak at a young age. Question exactly, NS. It's, can you progress year on year on year on year on year? And if you can, wonderful. But some players stagnate, and that's fine. Most players stagnate and don't achieve that imaginary ceiling that we think they have, that we perceive them to have. It's like even Neymar, and this is unfair by me, but I think at that time I thought Neymar was going to get into that Messi Ronaldo category. I really thought that. Based on his time at early Barcelona and indeed at Santos as well, I thought it was going to be that guy. And obviously injuries happened and PSG happened and that sort of thing. Mainly injuries. And again, maybe that was an unfair ceiling in my brain. Any thoughts on Kvara? I don't think we need him right now. Give me that other player though. Shut up, Toby. But Argentina as well. He didn't play for Argentina either. It's not just a Barcelona thing. If he was as good as Yamal at 16, he would have been playing for Argentina. He would have got a cap for Argentina, but he didn't. Same thing, even the season after when he actually played some games, he only played like 7 in the league, and that was at 17. So whereas you got Yamal, who was like one of the best players in the Euros winning team, and has already has however many caps for Spain and Barcelona, etc. Again, I think it is fair, Jay, because just based on what I've just said there. Remember when Messi would have come to City that time he wanted to? Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was wild times. That was madness. It was like, oh my god, it's actually happening. What is going on? Oh, do you reckon, Elder? I hope not. I really hope not. Wait, killed whose career? Oh, is that Neymar? Who's going to get relegated? I mean, it's probably Ipswich, Southampton, and I mean Wolves. The way Wolves are going, maybe them as well. Who else is there? I think Everton always survive, don't they? So I'll go for them. I'll go for them to survive. Excuse me. Who'd I like to be promoted? What a fun question. What a fun question. Let's have a look. Because I don't know what the current landscape of the championship is. Championship table. Oh, boring teams. Sheffield United, boring. Burnley, boring. Leeds, boring. Sunderland, boring. Middlesbrough might be fun. Watford, boring. West Brom, boring. Blackburn are in 8th. Blackburn coming up would be fun. So I want Blackburn to come up. And I want Middlesbrough to come up. And probably... And who else do I want that's realistic? Well, we haven't seen Sunderland in ages. No, actually, no, not Sunderland. They always beat us 1-0 at the Stadium of Light. No less of that. I don't know. Fucking... Burnley for Vinny Company. Why not? Let's do that. Why not? I don't know. I think that if he was that good, then he would have had a cap for Argentina. That's all I'm saying on that. I think that's a reasonable conclusion. When Messi followed Chelsea, if he went, I would have been a Ronaldo fan. Yeah, Fez. Benzema or Suarez, that's an insult. That. How dare you ask that question? That's crazy. It's not good because we always do poorly at the Stadium of Light. We always lose there 1-0. Always, without fail. I hate it. Assume we fix our defensive liabilities. Next summer transfer window, what would be the attacking signing I'd want? Oh, gosh. Well, Bruno counts as an attacking signing because he's got the through balls. So let's do that as a starting point. Bayern looks good in La Liga. He could be a very fun player as well. That might be really nice. Having Bayern and Foden as two interiors, that could be fun. And a solid foundation behind them, that might be really nice. Maybe I go for something like that. That would be lovely. Maybe. Who knows? Not me, that's who. Yeah, Suarez. Pep to do a TM shift. I've watched a little bit of Company's Bayern. I'm still reserving judgment. I'm still reserving judgment on Bayern Munich. I'm gonna wait until we get to the knockout round of the Champions League, and then we'll see what his team are made of. And then I'm not really interested in if they win or lose. I'm more interested in how they play in general. So we'll wait and see on that one. But so far, I've liked it for the most part. So far, from the very little I've seen, in fairness. But hey, another couple of years of experience could coincide with Pep leaving. That might be fun. That might be fun. Based on first touch. Right. This is what I will say about first touch. Surely, a first touch has got a limit on how good it can be. Because surely, if your first touch is so good that you kill the ball dead, that's the peak of what you can do. So right, I'm going to equate the first touch to the pole vault or the high jump in athletics, yeah? There's a clear upper limit in terms of how good it can be. So I think that Mahrez's first touch was just perfect. I don't think you can get better than Mahrez's first touch, in all honesty. Maybe you could make an argument about like consistency of touch, but in terms of the actual quality, there's a clear upper limit. So I think Mahrez have got like a perfect first touch. So if you think Messi got a perfect first touch and Bergkamp a perfect first touch and so on, then I guess they're equal. I do think there is an upper limit, if that makes sense. Bayern has a KDB-esque pass in him, mint player. Bring him then, Pumler, bring him. If Pep was a Pokemon, we've got to be a bald one. He said Psyduck. Psyduck's not bald. He's got 3 little things, hasn't he? I don't know. If I like, I'm going to Google bald Pokemon and I'll let you know, guys. These are the important questions being asked. Bald Pokemon. What have we got? What have you got for me? Right, okay. What I've been given here is actual Pokemon, but with their hair taken off. I did not need to see a Bellossom with no hair. That is horrifying, and I hate it. I hate it. Oh my god, he's a Bellsprout. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he's Bellsprout. Fairs. Unreal, that. Unreal scenes. There you go, sorted. Smash that. If Pet was a Pokemon, he's a Bellsprout. Boom. No, Pimpin, no. No. Company's buying reminds me of our last season, struggling against big teams, parking the bus, destroying weak teams. Hey, he'd be perfect for us then. Yeah, indeed, Louise, indeed. We lack goals since Alvarez left. I don't think it's due. I think if Alvarez was here, the team would be worse. I will say that much. The team would be worse if Alvarez was here starting. Do I miss the false sign system? No. I like strikers. I like my strikers being strikers, in all honesty. Pep ruined him by making him the player of the year. And vital to multiple title-winning sides. An interesting take. Psyduck has headaches. It's a good point, but he's not bald. You get me? That's a lawyer answer. But it's also the correct answer, I think. Pepe's not Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime has hair. Also, what is that? Can you sort out your profile picture, please? Can you change that profile picture? Thank you very much. Or I won't bring up another one of your comments. Pep has at least 3 hair follicles. Yeah, but Psyduck's got actual strands. You get me? I was looking forward to seeing your stream so much I fell asleep. Wait, what? You're looking forward so much that you fell asleep? I'm so confused. Chansey, he's not a large man. Bellsprout's perfect because he's a thin lad. Messi, Dennis, Mahrez, Berbatov argue with a wall, says Toby. I was thinking, who is Dennis? I was like, oh yeah, Bergkamp. I was thinking Dennis the Menace. Like, what? See, right, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I didn't even know this draw was happening. I saw LB tweet saying this draw is mad. And I was like, what? What draw is this? And I saw in the Discord server, Jack and Musty were talking about the Club World Cup. I was like, oh, I have no idea who our opponents are. And I don't really care either, to be honest. So I guess we'll find out. Well, I'll find out when we get to the tournament. I'm so uninterested in the tournament. Can't lie. Maybe I'll sing a different tune later on, but I've got no interest in it, personally. I'll watch it, obviously. It's like UEFA Super Cup or Club World Cup regular levels right now. It's nice to win, but it's like, this seems like a hindrance, you get me? Is that true? Only 60 million euros? Are you insane? Are you insane? Is that real? Is that real life? Hello? What's Transfer Marks rank him as? That seems very cheap to me. Very cheap. The only rank him is 50 million? Oh, we'll have him then. How about that? We'll have him then. How about them apples? That's perfect. Right-footed. Can play in a number of positions. Centre. Or out wide. Boom. Sorted. Goal's not the problem, indeed. Yeah, let's not do that again, please. Thank you. Bloody ghastly. Of course, LG won't talk about God of War, you fucking degenerate. Do you think Holland will leave City this season? or next, or will stay at City in his prime? Yeah, I think he stays. I've decided he's gonna stay and beat Shearer's record. Boom. I prefer a fully qualified Gundogan to company. I believe he'd have more tactical awareness. I would love that if next season he goes into the coaching staff. That would be great, I think. Don't worry about it, Leon. We pivot and we deviate. It's all good. To be fair, Arsenal aren't in it, so I might change my tune. Maybe it is the greatest competition in history, and only big teams are in the first ever proper Club World Cup, yeah? So you're going to have to hold that, I'm afraid, Toby, and Arsenal. Little Arsenal, little Arsenal, you little frauds. Where's your Club World Cup participation? Oh, wait, nowhere. Yeah? Hold. I think we will see it against Palace, I agree. Pellegrini first summer window was exciting. Yeah, that was a great window. I thought Jovetic was going to be sick. Obviously, he wasn't. I thought Negredo was going to be like a throwaway player. Turned out it was the exact opposite. That season, anyway. And I had no idea Fernandinho was going to be that good. Obviously, no idea. But he's the second best defensive midfielder in Premier League history now, in my view. That's how good he became. I don't think so yet. I don't think so. No, I agree, and you know, and we hate Israel and their governments and all that stuff, but it's the fact that there is still a swastika in your thing. I understand the point you're making, but I don't really want a swastika on my stream, funnily enough. So I appreciate the political point. You know, I don't agree with what Israel are doing. And by the way, I did it before it became in the mainstream. Just want to say that. You know, I did study politics, so you know, fuck that government, obviously, but I don't want swastikas on my stream, you get me, so let's not do that. Yes, I will have the banana. We will have the banana. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And it worked. It worked. It has worked every single game. I'm sorry, it just has. It's too early for Isak. The club gets massive money just to qualify for Club World Cup. Then you can pay 150. There you go. There you go. Big up. Big up. Doku forcing Jack into midfield, best player in the world, says Jadine. Brilliant. Club World Cup, not that exciting in terms of the actual competition, but for us Americans, it's awesome. Gives me a chance to see the boys without spending thousands. Of course, it's being hosted in the US, isn't it? Yeah, that's fairs. That indeed, Ado, indeed. Since it seems like Rico or Walker might have to start, who would I have? No, I'd have neither. I'd have JSP. I have JSP. Thank you very much, MCFCCTID. Again, it's not because I disagree with you. Because again, fuck that government, obviously. Like, obviously. But I just don't want the visual thing on my thing. You get me? Because at the end of the day, it is still a thing. So yeah, it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal. Yeah, I've already addressed that. Been live for just over an hour. And to be fair, because, you know, I didn't really... I debated whether I was even going to go live today, because I didn't really know if I had anything to talk about, but you guys have made it very easy to have a chat today, which is great. I feel like we deviated very quickly from, like, the main topic of the channel, of the video. So thank you guys for being such an engaging audience and making my life easy, of course. But let's keep going, shall we? Like, we'll just, like, you know, just have, like, a general chit-chat. Oh gosh, feeling like a general chit chat situation. Let's have that. No, Toby, what's that all about? Gerard or Lampard? Gerard. Thoughts on the game against Juve? Don't really follow Serie A, so don't know how we would match up against them. As far as I understand, Juventus have been a little bit stinky. A little bit stinky this season. I might be wrong, but the word on the street is that that is the case. Let me look at the table. Yeah. Well, it's pretty tight at the top, but still. Wait, they haven't lost a game? Okay, maybe I'm just chatting out my fat arse. Hello? Why haven't you lost a game? What are you playing at? Idiots. 1-0, 0-0, 0-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0. Have they been their last 6 games? So it's going to be a high-scoring affair, ladies and gentlemen. But to be fair, they drew 4-4 against Inter. Yeah, fairs. Where are they in the Champions League table? That's the real question. I think they're below us, maybe. We should be beating them, realistically, shouldn't we? We should be beating them. Yeah, we need more likes, guys. 82 ain't good enough. Come on. If you haven't left a like yet, please do so now. Big up to you. Big up to you. I don't know if I agree, Leon. I think that, especially nowadays, there's a lot of politics in sports. I think that it's impossible to disconnect the two in a geopolitical fucking post-modern era. I think Jovicic's within Pellegrini's second summer window. Instinctively, I feel like it wasn't. I'm going to have to double check that now. I'm pretty sure that Jovetic was in his first. I will double check, though. I'm sure Jovetic was signed in 13-14 at the same time as Negredo. Let's double check. Yeah, 13-14. There we go. I thought so. He hardly played because he was shit and always injured. But yeah, same time as Negredo. Ex-Olympic snowboarder is now an international drug king. What? What? Big up to you. Big up to your TP Link. Enjoy your evening out. Enjoy your evening. Scoring goal is a big problem for Juve. Yeah, big up, big up. Catch up a lecture. Enjoy your lecture, Sarthak. What's the answer to the title? Has City turned the corner? I think basically the conclusion to that was it remains to be seen. That's a bit of a boring answer. There's definitely been progress. However, it's not a case of it is done, it is complete, it is solved, it is finalised. Because what happened against Forest isn't necessarily going to happen in every single game, because a lot of it depends on how the opposition sets up. But in general, maybe it's a step in the right direction, because Grealish might be a comfortable medium between a Foden and a Núñez. You know, some attributes from both of them in that centre. Maybe that's a nice little thing that we can see. If everyone was fit outside of, Rodri, I've no idea what my first team would be, because it does depend on who the opponent is. But let's say this midfield keeps on cooking. We probably would want Kovacic in instead of Gundogan, because this season he played better than him. But, for example, I might... It depends on the dynamics, doesn't it? But I might like to see... If we're saying we don't want a winger out on the right, but we do want a winger on the left, I think like a straight immediate improvement would probably be Foden for Bernardo, maybe, and keep Doku there. If Savio is still struggling later in the season from a goal-scoring perspective, maybe leave him out. But that's why I've got a squad, so I think it might depend on the opponent. Hopefully this midfield keeps on doing really well. But again, remains to be seen. We'll have to wait and see. Why do you miss Boney? Hello. This is our Club World Cup group, is it? City, Wydad, AC, Al Ain, and Juventus. Right, I haven't heard of those two in the middle. Where are Wydad from? People writing us off in December. Everton upset the Scouts and we take care of business with 6 points behind with a meeting at the Etihad. I'm not going to lie. I am one of those people, and I would love to be proven wrong. Gilles. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Depends on January business. Depends on Jan business. For me, we'll have to see. Grealish plays as a false 10. He never stays in his position. That's why I never played him there. I think it's probably just more due to our central quality that he's not really played there that frequently. Why did Boney fail? Because he wasn't that good. Because he was like a Swansea City level striker. Points gap down to 9. I think the title race is back on, barring any nonsense. It's far too early for me. I will say the City are back in the title race when we've signed at least one player in Jan, and if we are only 6 points behind first place at that time, and if we stop getting ridiculous injuries as well. That shit's got to stop as well. Otherwise, it's just man. I tried to say mantle. I tried to combine madness and mental. It's just mental at this point. It's insanity. Toby, that's crazy. I hope not. Yeah, Grealish is a goat. That's my favourite City player there. Yeah, big him up, guys. Big him up. If he's a saviour, I want respect on Grealish's name. Yeah, respect on Grealish's name. If he doesn't, then fairs, he's got to go. But if he does, respect. Respect my boy Jack. Respect. Why did our Moroccan? Fairs. Yeah, I've got no interest in this competition. I'll like to win it, obviously, but I've got no interest in it. If City weren't in it, I wouldn't watch it. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? It's like the League Cup. I've now got zero interest in the League Cup until the final. I'll watch the final. We'll do a drinking game for the final. But I'll be damned if I'm watching any of the stinky quarterfinals and semi-finals. I've got zero interest in that shit. Unless City were in it. You get me. It's not like the Champions League, which retains its interest for me. Pour moi, yeah? Ain is from the UAE. Right, so, whereabouts in the UAE? Are they Abu Dhabi? If so, we can, according to others, bribe them to let us beat them 20-0, yeah? So we can do that. Yeah, we're in the UAE, guys. Listen to the Nobbot, by the way. Leave a like on the video. It helps us grow, helps us reach more people. Oh my god, are they actually? That is, I was only joking, but that is quite funny, if that's true. That is really funny. Al Ain, shall I have a look at, see what their holding situation is? Al Ain FC. Who owns you? I like your badge. Is that a bell? I thought it was like Taco Bell's logo for a second then. What is Taco Bell's logo? Guys, I'm sorry, the Al Ain logo is just Taco Bell. Oh wait, it's not, never mind. It's not a bell. It looks like a building. Yeah, never mind. I take that back. On the what's it? On the zoomed out picture, it looks like a bell. I can now see it's a building. I take it back. I don't take it back on the zoomed out thing. It does look like Taco Bell's, like for like. They've even got the same color scheme as well. Maybe that just says more about my fatness. Thank you, Donna, for returning to the Ultras Club. Ultras Club milestone. We love to see it. Look at that. The milestone. You've been a member for 4 months. Look at that. Milestone. Wagwan, Mr. Nobbins. Looking cute as always. Thank you so much, Donna. Your random footballer, Donna, is Raul Jimenez. There you go. That's your poll. Right, who owns Alain? Come on. The nickname is The Boss. President Mohammed bin Zayed. I recognise that face. Isn't he the supreme leader of Abu Dhabi? Yeah, he is. That Sheikh, that is Sheikh Mansour's, oh, is it cousin or is it second cousin? I can't remember, but they are related. That is quite funny. That is quite funny, to be fair. What is the exact relationship? He's the brother. Oh, yeah, so you got, the chat was correct. He is indeed the brother, not cousins. My bad. Yeah, that is really funny. That's nice. Well, he's the president. Does that mean he's the owner, though? I don't know who owns them. By the way, he's the president. That's so funny. That's crazy. Jayworth says Jack needs to go. Harsh, but might be fair. Yeah, that's wild. He's certainly the president. Yeah, big up to you, Donna. Thank you for becoming a member again. We win this league with no Roger and Grealish playing a massive part from the middle. Rouse might need to put in straitjackets. Look, yeah, if we win this league, then I'm sorry, liquidate every other club in this league and give like the championship a go. And like give those clubs a go. Like swap them round. Because if it's not gonna happen in my view, if it did happen, you don't actually deserve to be in the same league as us. Because that would be an embarrassment at that point if you can't win against a City side who've been on their worst run since the Stuart Pearce times, and Pep's been on a run of form that he's never done before, and Rodri, the Ballon d'Or winner, most important midfielder in the City have, most important player City have, is out for the whole season. And we've got all these other mental injuries going on, which is, I think we've got 6 players out for Palace. Again, however many players out, it's getting really frustrating now. Have a nice back 4 against Forest. No, 90 minutes you're allowed to have that back 4, Nobbins. 90 minutes. Out. Out. Yeah, that's wild. If I was the director of football, who would you get to rebuild the squad? Well, like, which manager? Or which players would I get? Bruno G. Give me Bruno G and then we'll talk. Yeah? And then we'll talk. Yeah, that's so funny. I think I've played this game before. Okay, question number 1. If you were a striker for Manchester City, and let's say, for argument's sake, you feature as much as a starting striker would, so you are the starting guy. Doesn't matter how bad you are. How many goals are you scoring? And you don't get to take penalties in this first one. You don't get penalties. How many goals do you score in the Premier League? This is going to... And be serious. This will identify who is actually sane and who is mad. I don't want Gyökeres. Do you think this Liverpool team will reach 100 points? Nope. I feel really excited about Grealish. Hope it continues in the midfield. Do we have a new medical team besides Roger and Bob? Our injuries are so unusual. It's very frustrating, isn't it, Lewis? I think part of it is because... Well, part of it's just bad luck, obviously. But let's take, like, the centre-backs, for example. It's likely that, you know, Diaz, Guardiola, Akanji are going to pick up injuries if they have to keep playing because there's no chance to rotate and rest. I think that's also why maybe Guardiola's not been playing as good as he could defensively the past few games because he's not had a rest. There's no opportunity to give him a rest. I did not, but Jose's a little baby, isn't he? So I don't really care what Jose said, to be honest. That guy fell off hard, man. Where's he managing now? Is it Fenerbahce? Like, sort your life out, mate. Come on. Slot to be exposed soon. Pumley, you are not scoring 16 goals. Shut up. Shut up. This is the only correct answer. Yeah, thank you. You guys are insane. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. The correct answer is... Right, Martinez, chill. -1. Yeah, I'm not including own goals, by the way. I'm not including own goals. There's no way Jose bodied him. Jose couldn't body anyone. Sorry, he certainly couldn't body Guardiola. This is not 2012 anymore. Yeah? You've had your time in the sun. Now go back into your little hole, your little hovel, yeah? How many times has he been sacked now? You hold that. Yeah, own goals don't count. So you can't have your -1. The correct answer is 0. Obviously it is. Obviously. Obviously. Not really. I don't know what personal battles means. Like, Pep always wins. Clearly. Indeed. Easy. Easy mode. How many more league titles has he won? Is it twice as many? Hold that. Honestly. In around the same amount of time? There or thereabouts? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I made that up. Either way, hold that. Anyone saying other than 0? Yeah, exactly. 100%. Like, it's 0. Come on. It's 0. Because people think... I mean, we know that's not a thing. Because we're City fans. So we watch City. And we've seen Gabriel Jesus. And we've seen Raheem Sterling at times miss sitters. It's not just a case of you play for City, you get a load of goals. So, but a lot of people will say, oh yeah, I'll get loads of tap-ins. It's not like that, though. You don't get gifted tap-ins. You got to make the right moves. Now, different question. What if you were given 5 penalties? How many penalties are you scoring in the Premier League at City? Let me know. Let me know. Jack, you aren't scoring twice. Shush, shush, shush. No, you aren't. No, you aren't. Less of that. Honest answer, City would probably rather play 10 on 11. Wait, what's that in reference to? I'm elite. No, you aren't. Less of that. Less of that. Yeah, that's cute that you did that 20 years ago. That's cute. But that's 20 years ago. What's he done since he won that title with Chelsea? What's he done? He's gone on to fail at United. He's gone on to fail at Spurs. He's gone on to fail at Roma. What's he done? He's currently, I don't know, chilling in Turkey. This is not an elite manager anymore. He hasn't been elite in nearly a decade. He can hold that. He can hold that, honestly. There was a time when he was a similar level. But that time is gone. And this is the now. And that was the then. Yeah? That was the then. That was the then. Mentally, Mourinho has always known how to enrage Pep, make him buy. I mean, that's fine, but I think I probably prefer to talk with my league titles, in all honesty. Spartacus, chill. You're not scoring 5. Chill. 100%. Are you Mario Balotelli? Are you Yaya Toure? I did not miss pens. This guy. 5 pens, 3 goals. I reckon I could score 2. Just by virtue of luck. I reckon I could maybe get 2. Maybe. And that's being... I'm going to be... No, I could get 1. Maybe. Maybe. I think if I go down the middle for all 5 pens, I can convert at least 1. Yeah, just like a twat it, Sean Dyche style. Bring his Porto Champions League win is the equivalent of saying Tuchel is better than Pep. Yeah, and again, it happened 20 years ago. That was very impressive that year, but I'm not being funny. Their run was shit as well. I know they played United, but United finished 3rd that year, I'm pretty sure. It's not like they had horrifying teams to come up against that year. Arteta's better than Jose. It says, what, right now? Yeah. Right now, definitely. Realistic with what you're saying about Mourinho being washed, Pep shouldn't have bitten. But he was asked a question about Jose, so he gave a playful response. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't agree he's won the personal battle at all. He's not won any battle. The personal battle is who's the better manager, because Jose keeps saying that was the thing, wasn't it? It was I'm better than you. That's what it was all about. And it's not, and quite funny, it's not even close. At their respective peaks, maybe, but outside of anything else, it's not even a conversation to be had. 1 pen, maybe they'd read my body language too easily. I reckon I could score 1, maybe. I like the idea of just doing them all down the middle. You know, you're bound to catch one of them out at least. Surely that's a thing. He won over Porto, win 2 trebles first, then we talk. To be fair, he did win 2 trebles, didn't he? He did win 2 trebles. Didn't he win it with Porto and then Inter? So I think he did. In fairness. I think that happened. With Porto, it was a treble, right? And Inter in 2010 was. I think that's a thing. I don't think I'm wrong there. Indeed, Red Indian. I'm winning. The fans love that day, covering every blade of grass. Oh my god. Oh, that'd be nice. We've sorted out our corners from the right side, Louise. When Foden's on the pitch, anyway. We haven't done it any elsewhere. We'll see, though. Miami, thank you very much for the super chat. We'll come to that in a moment. One because that's it's Dave. I love that. Yeah. Right, yeah, Spartacus. Right, but you aren't in the academy anymore. Yeah, this is the Premier League. Chill. Well, in fairness, that's also gone on record as just the job of Barcelona in general. Came to the Premier League. Oh, what happened? So yeah. Even if I'm going to give you that he won that battle, oh wow, well done 1 season. Congrats. How about the rest of your career? Not even close. Hold that, Jose. And this is a good point, yeah, because didn't Jose come out saying something like, I wasn't under investigation? Literally, this is absolutely spot on. So, him talking bollocks again. Jose Mourinho is basically Zlatan Ibrahimovic whenever they're talking about Pep. They always lose, and they're always coming, and their starting point is always bollocks. So, absolutely, Miami. Here's a fortune for you, Miami. Thank you so much for the super chats. Patience is a key to joy. That's your fortune for Miami Snoopy. Super chatters get fortunes nowadays. We are upgrading. Excuse me. Excuse me. Porto treble was the Europa League. Was that not 2004? I'm gonna have to check this now. I'm gonna have to double check it. I'm willing to be proven wrong. I'd like to be proven wrong because this goes stronger to my argument that, you know, Pep's won more trebles. But I thought that 2004 was a treble. And 2010 obviously was with Inter. By the way, who laid the groundwork for that treble? Roberto Mancini. That man. Big up, Roberto. 2003-4. 2003-4. What's Primera Liga? That's just a league, isn't it? Hence Liga. Haha. I'm so clever. Is that the Portuguese Cup? Taça de Portugal. Yeah, you are correct. That was 02-03. Damn! This guy's only got one treble to his name. Crazy. Imagine not having two. Could never be my manager. Imagine having two trebles with two different clubs. Could never be my manager. Hold that. Hold that. Yes? Hold that. 16-year-old Rooney. I think he was 17 when he played at Euro 2004. I'm going to check that IDK. But I think he was 17 when he first played for... When he was in that tournament. I might be wrong. How old was Rooney at Euro 2004? Sorry, 18. My bad. So, yeah, 16-year-old Rooney, no. Because he was 18 at the Euros. And that was when he was like, oh my god, this guy's fucking sick. He was still playing, he was playing Premier League football at 16, but he wasn't the level of what Yamal is right now. Spartacus guy, such a swine. Is really good. Yeah, exactly. They can hold that. They can both hold that, in all honesty. I hate when an egg cracks when I'm boiling. Wait, what? You mean like the yolk breaks? Big knob. Do you think City would rather play a man down and play 10 on 11 or have me play for them? They probably appreciate the body. They probably appreciate the body. Zlatan thinks he's God. He's a weird human being. Indeed. Managing Barca is stressful. Javi was basically out of his mind last season. Indeed. With the Porto Champions League season, Mourinho sacrificed the Portuguese Cup by playing a different set. So he planned for the final because he knew Deschamps would be watching. Crazy. See, my manager doesn't even need to dick around. He just goes, I'm so locked into my team. I'm so locked into my team and the way I'm setting up that it is irrelevant, yeah? It's not going to be beat. We're going to play box midfield all day, every day. And you can hold that. That's another brilliant reason why he's clearly superior. Clearly superior. He's the best manager in the world. Let's be honest. Outsiders, fuck off in the first instance. Never tell me what to do, you little swine, okay? Less of the imperative sentences, less of the fucking exclamation marks as well. Enjoy your time in this chat or piss off, okay? Don't dare tell me what to fucking do, lad, okay? Fuck off. Pissing me off, yeah? I will be doing an analysis video after the Palace game. Don't come here and lay down imperative sentences. Fuck off. Yes? Little prick. First thing you come into my chat is not, hey Nobbins, how are you? Do this! Ugh! Why don't you shut up, you little ingrate? You're not owed anything. Shut up. Little bitch. Yeah, well done over timed him out. Pissing me off. It's never, how are you, Nobbins? What are you up to today? Oh, good to see you. When you next going to do another video? That would be nice. Shut the fuck up. Fucking pissing me off. I'll do one when I want to do one. Dick. That annoyed me, guys. Can't lie. I'm rattled there. That's pissed me off. Anyway. If I'm driving a small car and you're driving a Ferrari to beat you in a race, I need to slash your tires. That's quite a good quote, to be fair. It's awful. I don't really care. Yeah, I don't care. You can hold that, Toby. Yeah, hold that, exactly. Well done whoever timed him out. That pissed me off. How long do you think you last in a football match? Like 5 minutes, I reckon. I'll be honest. 5 minutes or something. How many of your fans do you think it would take to win the Premier League? For every 10 fans, you get another goalie. What? I've no idea. You need like 30 of me on the pitch before to get anywhere, I reckon. Probably something like that. Something like that. Big up to you, Adam. Right, I need to go eat some food because I'm thirsty as well. I've been chatting for an hour and a half, so I want to go have a drink as well. So last few minutes, guys. Final thoughts. Yeah, it's just annoying. Was I right to get... I'm sorry if that was like a bit of an over-the-top outburst, but I just got annoyed. Like the first few comments, he just comes in. And it's like, that's fine. I want to get back to doing tactical videos as well, but funnily enough, I'm working on other shit in the background. That's what you should have said, outsiders. That should be your starting point. Hey, Nobbins, how are you doing? When do you think you're going to get back to doing your tactical videos? I really like them. Are you still doing them? That is what you say next time. Right, reset. We're going to wipe the slate clean. You're going to leave a comment right now. And you're going to reintroduce yourself like an actual human being. So start again and do that. So reset. I've not seen any of your comments. You haven't come into my chat yet. Go. Proceed. We'll reset and stop again. We'll start again, yeah? Bygones be bygones. I'm willing to reset. So let's reset. Introduce yourself like a human might do to another human. And then you can say that. So there we go. This is not the attitude that I'm after. Do not tell me to take it easy. I'm giving you a chance here, and you are pushing my buttons again. I'll give you one more chance. Bygones be bygones. I'll do it one more time. Reset and start again. No, I just got annoyed. That's what happened. Have a nice pint indeed. Rattled was funny. I get rattled easily, to be fair. This is a turnaround, says Baba. Not premature hope. Yeah, fairs. How many Kyle Walkers? There we go. Wonderful, outsiders. Good evening. How are you doing? I'm doing great, outsiders. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. Yes. Thank you for saying you like the content. I miss tactical videos. I miss tactical videos as well. Don't worry. I am paying a lot of money in order to try to make the tactical videos even better. It's not ready yet, but I'm paying a lot of money to make this happen, right? We're talking like over £1,000, yes? To try to get more interesting data and so I can have a better talking point in the videos. So hopefully after the Palace game, there will be a video. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten about them. I'm investing a lot into the channel so that I can increase the quality of the content. As I say, it is to a factor of over 1,000 Great British pounds. So don't worry about it. We'll have more interesting graphs, more interesting data, and that sort of thing. So hopefully we can see some of that in a Saturday video, and then hopefully we'll after the Palace game, and then hopefully we'll see even more of that in the new year. I've hired someone to help me out in this respect, to get more interesting data, so I can have more talking points. This is why there's not been many tactical videos in recent times. But there was a very good one on Man City Broken. So go watch that. Enjoy. Enjoy the content as well. Enjoy the live streams. Don't worry. Tactical videos haven't gone anywhere. I'm just trying to improve them. Because I wasn't really happy with what they were. I'm trying to make them better. Okay? So there we go. That is the situation. 3-0 to City tomorrow. Yeah, big up. Look at this from the United game a couple of days ago. Wait, what is this? A reel. I'm going to have to go in the thing on my phone now. What is this? What am I looking at? Allow cookies. Oh. Open app. Oh, Toby, why have you sent me an Instagram reel, you plebeian? What is this? What is Maguire doing? Hello? What is Harry doing? He's just lets... He's just sort of like a scarecrow. Just lets everyone walk past him. That's quite funny. It's just a video of Harry Maguire, like, standing there whilst Arsenal score a set piece. That's bizarre. Tech Nobbins, yeah, big up. I do agree that he's still the best right back in the Premier League history. Big up outsiders. There we go. And now we can be friends. That's all we had to do. Now we can be friends. Lovely, lovely. Big up to you. Sending you love from Nigeria. Sending you love from England, mate. Big up. Again, hopefully you understand and appreciate what's going on now. It will be good. Is this new stuff? I don't know, Spartacus. New stuff related to possessional play. I don't know. You'll have seen it, Spartacus, because you're a member. So you'll have seen the one of the graphs I'm talking about. You'll have seen one of the graphs. That money can go to charities. Yeah, but I wanted to invest in the content, so... yeah, marketing's crazy. Mistake, man, always... Reject the cookies. Yeah, I just panicked and I got annoyed. I panicked and I got annoyed, so that's the thing. Hello, IDK says, Yo, Nobbins, have you seen any of Typical City's vids? It would be great to see a collab between you two. I don't think Typical City likes me, to be honest. The watch-along games with LB so tense, your watch-alongs are so calm. KDB best replacement. Actually very brilliant. Bayern's my KDB replacement. I like Bayern as well. Right, guys. We've been live for around 90 minutes, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I will be back tomorrow for watch-along for the Palace game. There will also be a post-mortem. And there will also, probably not the day of, because I'll have spent a lot of time and effort on watching the game, analysing the game live, and then doing a post-mortem thereafter. So, probably won't be time to do the tactical video then. So maybe I can release it on the Sunday. But stay tuned for that. I'm sure it'll be a lovely time had by all. And I will, with the banana, will be here. The banana will be here, whipped out. And it'll be charged up, ready, and raring. So there we go. I don't have anything, IDK. Not at all. Not at all. What do you mean then, Spartacus? You said not quite. What do you mean? I don't quite know what you mean. Let me know in the watch-along tomorrow. Let me know in the watch-along. There we go. Have a nice day, guys. Big up to you all. I'll see you all tomorrow for the watch-along subsequent post-mortem. Big up to all of you. Bye.